Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to Shifting Perspectives, the Baja Beach Wellness Diaries. I am your host, Wendy. Today, I would like to invite you to start our podcast by taking a deep breath. Today, we are going to inhale new possibility and we are going to exhale old weight because today's episode is about releasing everything in your body, what your mind has been carrying, even when you didn't realize that you've been carrying it. Our guest today is a woman who understands the body both inside and out, but also the human story behind the tension that we're carrying in our body and how we can release it. She is the owner of Revitalize Massage and Wellness in Wyomissing. She's both a trauma-informed coach and trained through the Arizona Trauma Institute. She's a medical massage therapist trained through the European Medical School of Massage. Two distinct, powerful principles that she blends with compassion and clarity. Please welcome Nicole Greiss. Nikki, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your presence is like a soft exhale, and we know listeners are going to feel that today. So let's talk about your mantra. Okay. Your mantra is inhale the future and exhale the past. So talk to me about that. What led you in your life to make that your mantra?
Both personal and professionally. I realized during a session about 2 years ago, I had a client on the table and, to not go against her or give too much information away, she had expressed to me her plan of self-harm. And being a mandated reporter, I knew that was something I needed to act on, especially the severity of the circumstances that she was describing. And it was pure adrenaline that got me through that moment, but it was afterwards where I realized I did not heal from my own. I pushed through, I kept going like I was this tough guy and kept going for my girls, but I never sought the help that I needed. So it was in that moment where I'm like, my past with a diagnosed narcissistic ex-husband, I'm not going to let that define me anymore. I'm going to let it fuel me. And that's when I got into more of the trauma-based work for not just myself, but for clients as well. Because when they get on the table, sometimes they tell us a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So that's where inhale the future and exhale the past came from.
Wow. I love that. I love that. So, how does someone separate, the massage through and trauma coaching? Like, what does that look like? I think about massage, but it can help us understand like what trauma coaching really looks like and how you separate that out.
I will start by saying trauma coaching and massage can be combined. But it is two separate entities. When it comes to coaching, I'm not a therapist, so I can't diagnose, I can't prescribe medication. Basically what I'm doing is just giving them the tools to help recognize dysregulation in their body. So in that moment, we work on what somebody can do to calm down and regulate their nervous system. It's noticing patterns in our behavior and guiding people through those. Then the massage side of things is where, we're targeting specific areas of the body. So that's how I keep them separate. But when I combine them, I'm often helping somebody reintroduce healthy touch back into their body. So that's how they get combined. Somebody who's gone through, it could be physical abuse, sexual abuse, even medical abuse. Mm-hmm. Somebody at the hands of a physician or a dentist, they don't want somebody touching them again for fear of what's going to happen. We reintroduce healthy touch back into the body. We start slowly at their pace.
Interesting. That is interesting. Yeah. So, you talked a little bit about how trauma, leaves the body through body signatures. Someone might be breathing softly at the surface of their lungs. Their shoulders might lift, like they're embracing for impact. Their jaw might be clenched tight, even in their sleep. You talk about how your body holds trauma, how you can recognize that and coach people to kind of understand and recognize those patterns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we work on breathing exercises, and these are not a one size fits all because everybody has different methods of calming themselves down. Some enjoy the tapping while others don't. So I'll do breathing exercises. We do a 5-4-3-2-1 method where we're in that moment and we're focusing on 5 things, then 4 things, 3, 2, 1. Guided meditation and even Reiki. I am a level 2 Reiki master, so we can implement Reiki into that as well to do a cord cutting or to pull the negativity out.
Okay. So these are things then that, as they're going out their daily lives, they start to feel these things build, things that they can do outside of your practice that they can, take to calm themselves down and recognize, and kind of stop that before it starts to spiral out of control.
Yes. And with all of my services, they know that I'm a text or a phone call away, and that's always included. I don't charge anybody extra if they reach out to me in crisis. Again, I'm not a doctor.
Right.
There are times where I have to refer them to a medical provider, but they always have an avenue if they need to talk. Providing I'm not hands-on with somebody, they know they can always reach out to me too if they need just somebody to talk to. I love that.
Can I ask something? Because this has perked my interest lately, and I'm not fully acclimated with it, but you said cord cutting. Can you talk more about that? Because I don't think a lot of people know what cord cutting is, and how that could benefit us.
Yeah, now I'm not an expert on it. I'm relatively new to all this, but cord cutting is, we have an imaginary cord, right? So it's not a physical cord. It's not anything you can see. It's an imaginary emotional attachment that we have to somebody or things. It doesn't just have to be a person. And it's removing that spiritual attachment to whatever it is that is keeping us stuck in that cycle. So it's a lot of spiritual work. But, when you watch your Reiki master actually perform it, you're going to see him or her pulling, or they're going to do a cutting motion. And that's where the cord cutting comes from. But I've had it done to myself and it is phenomenal. If you haven't had it, try it. I can't even describe how it feels when you have that done, just the release that you get.
Wow.
But that's what a cord cutting is. It helps to just break that emotional
and energetic.
Yeah. Just that, because it doesn't have to be a person. It can be a thing. It can be your job. Not that cutting that cord is going to, magically get you another job, but the negative emotional attachment you have will release.
Got it. Can you talk about the Reiki a little bit too? Because I know some people don't really know what that is, and that's all about energy, right?
It is. It's all about energy. It's very little touch to the body, maybe around the craniosacral area, or, light touch along the limbs of the body, but it's all energy and spiritual work. I start, I've been attuned to be a Reiki master, and before each session, I channel into the higher spirits, and then they guide me through. They let me feel in the body what areas need worked on. And that sensation is not a painful burning, but it's like a hot feeling in my hands when I go across the body. It's telling me what chakra needs to be opened.
Wow.
Do you ever walk by somebody?
Yes.
And sense that,
Since I've been attuned, I've always considered myself somewhat of an empath to begin with, but now I just feel everything. I take on a lot of everybody's everything.
So it's like a double-edged sword.
Yes.
You can heal, but you're also recognizing it, you're feeling it, right? Because when you do the Reiki, what do you do with that energy? Are you taking that, absorbing it, and then throwing it, or are you just tossing it aside?
I'm tossing it aside. So, it literally looks like I'm throwing it on the ground.
Wow.
And then at the end of the session, I will disconnect. That way I disconnect from the client.
Okay. Yeah. No, thank you for that, because honestly, a couple of years ago when I'm hearing Reiki, I'm like, how do you get a massage without being touched? I want to be touched. I like being touched. I like being worked.
We know it.
But, and then they're like, we're just going to float our hands on and I'm like, okay,
how's that doing anything, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's a gimmick. But fast forward now and being more spiritually in tune and going through my own spiritual journey, I'm definitely noticing energy and I don't want to say researching it, but feeling it. So I'm a believer in it. I haven't gotten it done yet, but I'd be interested.
You need to.
I'm like flaming hot right now, aren't you?
That was my first thing too, before I went into my first session, and I had a holy fire Reiki session. That's not the Reiki I do, but that's what I had. I went in thinking, come on. Like, I heal people with my hands. Like, there's no way she's going to heal me with her mind. I had an out-of-body experience. Oh, wow. I kid you not. I tell people that story and they look at me like I'm crazy. To the day I die, I had an out-of-body experience. I was looking at myself on that table. I became a believer, and it's when I became Reiki certified.
Wow. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Mm-hmm. And kind of going along with like Carol, our spiritual reader, like just a question, like when you're doing Reiki, are you like exhausted afterward?
Yes.
Like, it's energetically draining for you.
Like, I will not do more than 2 sessions in a day. That is the max when it comes to Reiki. Because it drains everything out of me. And not always in a bad way, but it just...
A lot.
Yeah.
It's energetic work.
Yeah.
Using up the energy.
It is.
So do you ever get somebody that comes in, they, think they know what they want, and you can kind of sense that they need something different from you? Like, do you kind of pivot?
I do, and I will offer my, my recommendations, but each of my sessions, whether it's coaching, Reiki, or massage, I'm letting the client tell me what they need that day. I will offer my suggestions and say, I really think if we incorporate this might be beneficial. 9 times out of 10, they're all for it. But it's really up to my clients, what they need for that session.
Yeah. Like I was talking to you before, like I've gone for a massage, I don't think I'm holding any trauma in my body. You may be sitting there now that saying what you said. You may be like, oh no, she needs this, she needs that. I don't, but how does that work? You may say no.
Your body and your energy field talks to me. Okay. Your body will tell me more than you will tell me.
Okay. Interesting.
And that comes with just practice and hands-on for as long as I've been doing it.
Thinking like, okay, I'm just going to book a nice relaxing massage, and they end up, releasing all this and crying on the table. And just, like, wow, I had a lot more in me than I thought I did.
And it happens.
And that does happen. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you have like a hotline with other Reiki specialists? Like if someone's on your table, like that you can tell, I got a hot mess express, like 911, I need help. Like,
I need reinforcements, reinforcements.
Right. Like has anyone ever laid on the table and you're like, holy shit.
It was that client, when she had told me her plan that day, and her plan involved other people. So I had to reach out to authorities because I was like, I can't let her leave.
Yeah. Wow.
Other than that, no. But a really good friend of mine, she owns a spa in Chadsford, PA. Kristen, she owns Twisted Shamrock. We will bounce things off of each other all the time. Client-wise, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like that, but I've never had to like reach out for emergency. Like, no.
Yeah.
Just that one time.
Dumpster fire on the table.
That was, and that could have been a really bad situation. And luckily, that client was very grateful that I did reach out to the authorities because it could have been bad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine.
And it was just, she was just dealing with a horrible separation.
So are there other tools that you use besides your hands? I know there's cupping massage and there's hot stone and there, are there any other tools that you use for this?
I use Graston. I am a level 1 Graston technique provider.
What is
What is that?
That is instrument assisted soft tissue mobilization.
Okay.
So I have 6 tools in my kit. The one looks like a butter knife. That's basically what it looks like. I'm doing some muscle scraping.
Oh, I've heard about that. I've seen that a lot. I've seen that all over.
Yeah.
And fascia work. You guys know what fascia is?
Oh, your fascia.
Yeah.
The fascia is where it's at.
Yes. Which should and might soon be the next system of the body.
Yes.
But the Graston, aka it's the same thing as gua sha.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that is either.
But I,
you know, and you do like your
Oh,
face.
is that what
with
that's
the
called?
it's like the little, the stone.
Okay, yeah.
I just took it a step further, and I went through the Graston University training so that I could just. It was more credentials, and it opened up other avenues for me. But it's the same thing as gua sha. It started with chiropractors and physical therapists, but now it's LMTs. As long as you have the Graston training, you can use the Graston tools or gua sha. And it's really good at just breaking up that dehydrated fascia. So it leaves you with a little bit of bruising, almost broken blood capillaries on the skin. Like if you scratch too hard.
Oh, girl, we're gonna need like the whole day. I'm just telling you that right now.
And don't you store where do you store trauma? Don't you store it in your fascia?
Yeah, and when it comes to women specifically, it's in our shoulders and our hips. That's where we are stored. Like, we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. Very cliche, but it's where we carry it. So, yeah, it's in the fascia.
I always found it interesting. I had a friend that was a massage therapist many years ago, and she told me that the reason I always had, you know, such problems with my shoulders is because I have too much masculine energy going on. She's like, you got to turn down the masculine energy because that's the whole problem with your shoulders.
I always find myself like I can feel my shoulders, but I was like, just relax them down, you know, and I just gonna feel like punching up all
But
the
it
time.
is like if you carry a lot of responsibilities and a lot of things on yourself, you know, that is where you're gonna have issues.
It is.
Yeah. So let's pivot away from that and into like more medical massage. Like, how does medical massage differ from just your relaxation massage?
We're targeting specific areas. Sometimes we're not treating, but we're treating conditions. Say somebody has carpal tunnel. We can just really work in both the wrists or one wrist, wherever they have it, for that session to give them some relief. Massage has been known to keep some carpal tunnel clients from needing surgery.
Oh, wow.
Not that it cures it or, you know, takes it away, but keeps them from having to go through surgery. So medical is more condition area specific. So usually, like, the majority of my massages are, they want to feel good, but really work my shoulders and my back. So we kind of do like a combination, like we're Swedish and feeling good all over, but when we get to the back, we're dropping elbows.
So that's probably exhausting in another way for you, like really just using your body to, you know.
I'm conditioned to do it.
Oh, sure.
That's why I implement the Graston, the cupping, the hot stones, and I'm a stretch therapist too. So I do a lot of stretching as well, and that takes it off of my body.
Right. So, you know, going back to that, do you find like you start the medical massage and then all of a sudden the emotions start to come out? Do you kind of just stick with that medical, or do you sort of pivot them the other way?
It depends in the moment.
Okay.
I will always check in with the client, obviously, to make sure that they're okay. And we might have to, you know, take the next direction and get a little bit more trauma based in there and figure out what's causing that emotional release in that moment. So it doesn't go unnoticed by me, and I don't ignore them. So it's case by case.
Yeah. So if anybody listening out there is feeling overwhelmed by, you know, their stress, where would you tell them to start? You know, if they've never done any of this kind of thing, you know, where would they begin with you?
Like, what would I suggest they do in that moment?
Or they're feeling tense, they're feeling stressed, they're feeling overwhelmed. They know that they've got to do something. We got to release all of this. You know, they come to you and say, okay, where do I begin? What is the beginner level, so to speak, with you? You know, what you offer. Is there like a consultation?
That's what you mean. There's a consultation.
Okay.
We usually do a consultation, and that can be virtual, or they can come in to me, whatever they prefer. Consultation is free. I don't charge them for that. And we see if coaching is the right fit for them, or if maybe more traditional therapy would be a better avenue for them.
Okay.
Therapy never worked for me, and That's kind of why I got into coaching a little bit too. It was not effective for me. But I can't coach at everybody's level either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what's next for you? Like, where are you going with this? Beyond where you're at now.
I'm currently
very busy.
Yeah, I'm currently in school now. And I'm going to become an additional coach in integrative attachment theories.
Oh, explain that.
Interesting.
So yes, we are really focusing, and we're taking like 2 weeks at a time in class, like on like an avoidant or anxiously attached. So we're breaking them down one by one to understand why our brain works the way it does when we're that type of attachment style. What can we do, again, to regulate the nervous system? If you're anxiously attached, like I once was, a simple text message that you didn't get from somebody could ruin your entire day.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there waiting for a text to come in that's not coming in, and you're making up a million scenarios in your head.
Mm-hmm.
There's a book I read called Attached, and it goes through all the different kind of attachment styles, and it's so interesting because really it's shaped when you're younger.
Yes.
And you have to learn how to work with it. I'm a disorganized attacher, by the way. Did you learn about them yet? We're the ones that we're like all over the place. Like sometimes we're like, oh yeah, I like you, and then we're like, no.
No, we haven't gotten into that one yet. I finish in January, so I still have another like 8 weeks to go.
It's so interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to get through the program just to learn the rest of it. And it's not just relationships that this deals with,
Right.
family,
friends.
again, our jobs. Like, how are we attached to all these different things? We also touched a little bit about what goes through the mind of a hoarder and why they're attached to the things that they keep.
Yeah. Right. Oh,
So that's
really interesting.
Yes. So that'll be, I think January 15th or something is my graduation date.
Okay.
So then that'll be a new service that I add in there. And I'm looking to just make packages, like build your own type of package, packages for integrative attachment theory or for coaching, whatever the case may be.
And that should really help you with the coaching too, with the coping mechanisms and all that kind of stuff.
I know when I went through my divorce, you have your friends to talk to, but they get sick and tired of hearing about it. I felt like I had nowhere to turn. I know I did have avenues, but in my mind in that moment, I had nowhere to turn. And that's why I wanted to do this as well, so that we have a lot of marriage counselors out there, which are wonderful, but relationships can't always be fixed. Right. So what can we do to get through that with grace and dignity?
And you have to if you do want to fix it, you have to fix yourself first.
Yes.
That's the thing too with attachment styles. Like the opposite ones always attract each other.
Yes, they do.
So crazy.
Yes, they do.
So crazy.
And, having somebody that is a third party on the outside that can offer something to you that's not a clinical side, kind of thing too, I think is really important. Any kind of relationship.
And I don't accept insurances. It's just a messy business to get involved in. But I do accept HSA cards. So all of my services are covered by an HSA or FSA card, which is wonderful.
It's awesome.
Even the coaching and my body contouring services. And I'm implementing like a sliding fee scale. So those like in low income that just absolutely have nowhere to go because they cannot afford these services, my sliding fee scale will be able to get them in the door.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Great. That's great. So is Revitalize Massage, are you a one-woman show? Do you have others that work?
No, I have Cynthia Hess. She is my esthetician.
Okay.
Absolutely wonderful. And then I have 2 massage therapists, Kennedy and Roz, that also work for me. So that expansion happened this year. In June, we just...
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yes.
It was just me for a while, and I couldn't keep working 100 hours a week. So,
Yeah.
It was time.
Yeah. That's really awesome.
So cool. Is there anything else you want to share with us? You guys have questions?
I might have you think. I'm going to put you on the spot. What is something, give us a random, but kind of interesting fact about trauma and storing it in the body? Like, what is one thing we should know that maybe we don't?
Ooh, that is a good one.
Something surprising, maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Hmm.
because I know, I mean, I like for like a year and a half, I was a hot mess express. Like I was wearing neck braces. I had a standing date with my chiropractor 3 days a week, 9:30 every morning. And I was tore up, and through therapy, which I was denying and saying I didn't need and I was fine and everything's okay. And I was a suppressor. And once I started peeling back those layers, the pain started to subside, and then I started looking in like fascia, and then, also incorporating more exercise, Pilates, keeping the body moving. And I just came to find out that my central nervous system was just a disaster. Okay. So I'm just curious, like, what is something that maybe everyone could, like, we all need help, but like, is there like just, like, what's an aha moment, like to somebody that, hey, you know what, maybe I do need to seek Nikki out. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like a interesting fact.
Well, we'll use the neck, for example. If you're just constantly having neck pain and you've tried the chiropractor, you've tried the muscle relaxers, you've even tried the injections and nothing has helped, that could just be stored trauma in there.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be anything physically going on inside your neck, especially if imaging is clear.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with diet. Let's start with our movement. Let's start with our central nervous system. Let's get to the root cause of it. What are some stressors in your life? How do you handle those stressors? So some of our pain may not even be physical pain. So I would say that's probably the most profound thing that some people don't realize is we might not actually have
Right.
a herniated disc in our neck
Right.
that we thought we had this whole time, or a pinched nerve. It just might be something that we're storing in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's presented as physical pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in that.
I'm all about the fascia, the new, like, it's like the electrical system of your body, and like, it's like, whoa.
I was able to participate in 2 cadaver dissections. Okay. Now, when a cadaver donates their body to science, the only thing that we know about them is their age, what they died from, and their gender.
Yeah.
That was it. You don't know a name, skin color, nothing. But the dissection started, and all you saw was the fascia. And I encourage you to look up pictures of it if you haven't seen it, to see how big it is in our body.
Yeah.
It's like spider webby, right? It's like really intricate. And
sometimes I'll explain to a client, take a piece of chicken with the skin on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we
pull the skin
and that skin and that white stuff.
Yeah.
That's the fascia. That's what's holding us together. And when that's tight or dehydrated, we have limited mobility. We get sore muscles.
Got to work the fascia.
Interesting.
So interesting.
And that's where we pushed the trauma into, right?
Yes.
It's all
just
connected.
Tightening us up like into a ball.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's physical and emotional and mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for like the next 10 years of all of this, like discovering things about our bodies that, are new and exciting like that. I think it's going to be just a whole new world.
Well, I think it's great too, because even going back like 10 years ago, it's just, here's a pill for this, here's a pill for that. Take, just walk more, we weren't actually given the resources. And just look at the wellness industry, the wellness focus that everyone is driven to just get more educated, to find the root cause, which I think is very important.
Pacifying the problem.
Yes.
We were fixing them.
Right.
We're just smoothing them over.
Right.
Yeah.
I know one thing we didn't really touch on is lymphatic drainage. That's something that I really just don't understand. So explain that, what that does.
So our body is made up of lymph fluid. Okay. We all know that we have lymph nodes. We have them in our neck, the axilla area, groin, the popliteal behind the knee. When we're feeling sluggish, or sometimes us women that time of the month, we're carrying a little excess water, or those with lymphedema, somebody who's just had surgery, they're carrying excess water at that time. lymphatic drainage, and I use the Vater method or a Brazilian method, what it does is it opens up those channels and it's pushing that lymph fluid through the body to the channels it needs to. And the body expels it, urination, sweating, whatnot.
And why is that important?
It keeps us flowing.
Just keeps everything.
It helps to release the toxins. You'll hear some people say that that's a complete myth, but I've seen what detoxing the body can do through our ionic foot baths. I've seen what it can do to people. And I've seen what it does with lymphatic too. I have clients, we take measurements. I have some that come weekly. We take measurements from week to week and the inches that they're losing, and it was just fluid. It was fluid weight.
Wow. And that's the detox is so important. Like the sauna pod, like I have fell off the wagon with that, and I can totally tell. But I've noticed a difference. Like I started doing like opening my lymph nodes. Like as soon as I wake up in the morning, my feet go on the ground and I open my lymph nodes, and then I get on my rebounder for 10 minutes. And I swear I feel so much better, and I'm not as puffy, and everything seems to be flowing a little bit better.
Yeah.
Now that I started to do that in daily practice. Yeah.
And it's a different type of touch when it comes to lymphatic massage. You're not going to get deep pressure. It's not as light as a feather, but it's a lot of repetitive, lighter type of movements to push that fluid through.
Gotcha.
So, and when I implement more of a Brazilian, I'll use like the wood tools for like wood therapy.
Okay. That sounds fun.
And that does a lot of body contouring type of.
When if you're holding that water, it added extra weight, which is added, pressure and on your joints and your bones, and that's causing, chronic pain,
inflammation.
Yes, I know the one stat that I looked up for one of the television things we did for Safe Berks is that 73% of us are walking around in chronic pain every single day, all day, every day, which I found pretty interesting. But yeah, it could be as simple as just draining your lymph nodes, right? And again, it's finding the root cause, maybe, rather than popping the ibuprofen, the naproxen, or, whatever else that our doctor wants to put.
Which is only masking it. Like you said, it's only masking it. Now, I also like to stress everybody's results with lymphatic is different. While one client might come in and see immediate results, somebody else, it might take them a few sessions. And that is perfectly fine. We as humans want instant gratification, but I do like to stress that everybody's body is different. It depends on how much fluid you're holding, how quickly that's going to start circulating its way through your body properly.
Right. Very interesting.
What about, can we go back to the trauma coaching a little bit? Because we just, and you don't have to share anything you don't want to, but we just did our little narcissism series. And then you just said you have someone in your life that was a diagnosed narcissist, which is crazy because most of them go on undiagnosed, right? If you were a victim of narcissistic abuse, like when you do this trauma coaching, like where do you begin? Like how could that be different for someone, and more beneficial, maybe more beneficial, or maybe you need both therapy and trauma coaching. Like what are some, without like sharing too much, like what are some techniques that you teach with like the trauma coaching? Like where do you start with that? If someone comes to you and you're like, I think I've been a victim of a narcissist, maybe,
We first start, I have a wellness wheel. Okay?
Ooh, a wellness wheel. I love it.
I do. It's like a pie chart.
Yeah.
And we take each section, and I have my client fill in that section what areas of their life need improvement. Right? And then based off of those answers, I'm able to tell, okay, this seems to stem from somebody else's doing, or, this is something that we can work on, but this is going to be a priority. So that's how we first start with that wellness wheel. That's the first thing that we do. And then we just kind of come up with a plan. That's the next step is, okay, when you start to feel dysregulated and, you feel that panic coming on and your chest is getting tight, this is what you're going to do in that moment. And we try to make it realistic and easily done for somebody in that moment. So we don't want to pick a method where, like they're at work or they're in front of an unruly spouse and they couldn't do that at that moment. So we tailor it to something that they can do safely.
So it's like getting a toolbox.
Mm-hmm. And we have a list of tools, and everything that we talk about, I type up, I send it home with them. We have a running folder that they bring with them to each session. So we take notes. We reflect on the wins that we had from the last visit. What weren't our wins? Because those are important to recognize too. See where we can kind of backstep and have those not wins become a win.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever see people come out of something like that and then they just absolutely like that, the fight or flight is gone, like because of the tools, like you learn how to not have the fight or flight?
Eventually, yeah, it takes a good 10 to 12 sessions. And again, everybody's different, but usually around 10 to 12 sessions is what it will take somebody to get to that root cause and get 100% comfortable with regulating themselves. And you can see somebody who used to be super timid now be the most independent, strong person at the end of,
Love that.
I don't want to say treatment, but at the end of, the block of time that we have.
Yeah.
Honestly, like 10 to 12 sessions doesn't really sound that much. That's awesome.
And again, sessions can be virtual. They can be done in my office. I have a little section where we can sit and chat in my little cozy corner. I've often met clients sometimes at Green's Mill, or if they want to meet in a park, or if they want me to meet them at their house or Starbucks. I'll do that too.
Sure, it's more private.
What makes them comfortable? Yeah.
I love that. It's awesome.
So well. Great.
Well, this is great. I'm
I
fascinated.
I'm excited. Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else before we wrap this one up?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where can we find you? How can we
I have everything here. So, you definitely, brought a lot to light. You definitely found you're healing people, from the inside out, mind, body, heart, all of the things, inhaling the future, exhaling the past, and, trusting your body's wisdom is definitely what we want to do moving forward. So Revitalize Massage and Wellness LLC, 508 North Park Road in Wyomissing. You can find Nikki on our Wellness Alliance partners on our app, and at Revitalize Massage. I assume you're probably Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing. Both. Yep. Look her up. Like I said, if you don't have our app, you need to download that. That's how you can find all of our Wellness Alliance partners like Nikki. Watch the podcast, subscribe, YouTube, all of the things, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.